Alright folks, in this video I'm looking at the 2025 draft picks for the Denver Broncos. This is just my mock draft and pretty much my war room, so to speak, as far as what I will do with the Denver Broncos draft picks coming up. So they have round 1, they have their own pick, which is 20th overall. Round 2 is their own pick, which is 51st overall. Round 3 they had their own pick, which is 85th overall. Round 4 they have their own pick, but that position that they're going to pick in on these next few are going to be determined, and that'd be round 4. Then they have 3 picks in round 6, 1 acquired from the Cardinals, 1 from the Eagles, and then they had their own pick, but those will be to be determined. And I'm just going to go over some of these football cards I got before I get into it. You see there Lawrence Taylor in action, Ken Stabler the Snake, Dan Fouts, Mean Joe Green, LT, Lawrence Taylor, Bob Greasy, Joe Theismann, Kerry Collins, Steve Largent in action. Alright, let's get to it. So, round 1 with the 20th pick. One player that I have will be Terrence Ferguson, tight end, out of University of Oregon. 43 receptions, 591 yards. 3 touchdowns, 13.7 yards per catch. That would be my first choice. Second choice would be Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State, 6'6", 260. You see his numbers there. I don't know if he's going to be around at that position. Everybody has him high up on the board as far as the draft picks are concerned. Next up I have is Gunnar Helm, local product from Cherry Creek High School, tight end, 6'5", 250. You see his numbers there. He will be one of my choices as well. And tight end Thomas Fidone, the second, out of Nebraska. You see his numbers there. And the reason I say tight end should be one of the first picks that the Denver Broncos make is that we do need a tight end, put it that way. And the number 5 choice that I will have will be Irv Mulligan, running back, Jackson State University, 5'10", 205, 204 carries for 1,239 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6.1 yards per carry. That's pretty interesting. So between Irv Mulligan and Terrence Ferguson and Gunnar Helm, I would go with one of those 3. Going over to round 2, looking at James Burgess, the second, defensive back out of Alabama State, 6'3", 186 pounds. We do need to pressure the opposing quarterbacks a little bit more. He had 32 solo tackles, 18 assisted tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 4 interceptions. If you see that little check mark with the circle in it, those are my preferences. Ty Robinson, defensive lineman out of Nebraska. Mason Graham, defensive lineman out of University of Michigan. Aeneas Peoples, defensive lineman out of Virginia Tech. And here's one with a check mark on it. That's TJ Sanders, defensive lineman out of South Carolina, 6'4", 290, 29 solo tackles, 22 assists, and 4 sacks. Jumping over to round 3, pick 85. Have Kenny Gallup Jr., defensive back out of Howard, 6 feet, 214 pounds, 49 solo tackles, 23 assists, 1 forced fumble, and 4 passes deflected. Carson Vincent, offensive lineman, 6'6", 305. 48 games, he had 3,420 snaps. He only allowed 18 sacks and 79 pressures on the quarterback. We do need to bulk up our offensive line a little bit more. Also with a check mark I have is BJ Green, the second, defensive end out of University of Colorado. 20 solo tackles, 13 assists, 7.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Next up I have is round 3 is Vernon Broughton, defensive lineman out of Texas, 6'4", 305, 24 solo tackles, 15 assists, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. I don't know if he's going to be around that late in the draft. I think he might go kind of early. Also in round 3, another player I'll be looking at will be Deion Walker, defensive lineman out of Kentucky, 6'7", 345, 13 solo tackles, 24 assisted tackles, and 1.5 sacks. Moving on, and I appreciate you watching this, to round 4. Round 4, we don't know what position they're going to be picking, but this is their own pick. And I will go with getting a backup quarterback at this point. One of my first choices would be Dylan Gabriel, quarterback out of University of Oregon, same college that Bo Nix came from. Be sweet to have both of those guys on the sideline. You see his numbers there. Next up will be Brett Gabbert out of University of Miami, Ohio. You can see his numbers there. This guy won't be around. Jackson Dart, I don't think he's going to be around. You see his numbers there. They have him projected, I think, to go in the first round or second round. Now, 2 sleeper quarterbacks. One will be Kyle McCord out of Syracuse, 6'3", 220. Passed for 4,779 yards, 34 touchdowns, 12 picks, and a 78.6 quarterback rating. And another dark horse would be Peyton Thorne, quarterback out of Auburn, 6'2", 203. You can see his numbers there. And that will be for round 4. Those will be what I was looking at in round 4. They don't have a round 5 pick, so we're going to go to round 6. Round 6, I'll have Keyshawn Toney, tight end out of South Carolina State. See the check mark there. Sam Howard, 6'2", linebacker out of Tulane, 34 solo tackles, 29 assist tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 1 pass deflected. Honestly, I don't think he's going to be around that late in the draft. Here's one that I would love to have as a Denver Bronco. That's Ahmed Hassanian, defensive end out of Boise State University, 6'3", 272 pounds. See what he has: 28 solo tackles, 20 assisted tackles, and 9.5 sacks. This guy's around. I say the Broncos grab him up really quick. Then a local product here, Torrey Horton, wide receiver, Colorado State. He didn't put up big numbers, but still, we could use a couple more wide receivers. You see his numbers there: 26 receptions, 353 yards, 1 touchdown, 13.6 yards per catch. And rounding this out here in round 6, I don't know if this guy's going to be around. JT Tuimoloau, 6'5", 269 pounds, 35 solo tackles, 26 assisted tackles, 12.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. If he's around, I say go get him, but I put a little X there because I don't think he's going to be around that late in the draft. But here's one who might be, and this is another good one here. Tuasivi Nomura, linebacker, Fresno State, 6'1", 220 pounds, 68 solo tackles, 41 assisted tackles. If he's there, grab him. Next up is Zeke Biggers, defensive lineman, Georgia Tech, 6'6", 320 pounds, 12 solo tackles, 11 assists, 1 sack. And just because if you watch my other video, I had on the other video the Denver Broncos pursuing the former running back for the Kansas City Chiefs, Kareem Hunt. You bring him in, that answers at least 75%, if not more, of our running back needs for the Denver Broncos. This would be a catch as well. Corey Kiner, running back out of Cincinnati, 5'9", 210 pounds, 204 carries, 1,153 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 5.7 yards per catch. So I think if you have him in the backfield along with Kareem Hunt, we would address the needs that we have as far as a consistent running game is concerned. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And I really appreciate you watching this. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.